This Week in Anime number 19. There's, of course, lots of stuff always happens in the anime world all the time, but we're only going to talk about a few. So let's go ahead and rack them up one more time. Let's get started. Spoiler alert and disclaimer. All right. First and foremost, I'm going to be reviewing these episodes, and not so much reviewing as talking about what happened in those episodes and adding in my own thoughts. So yes, there will be spoilers throughout, so be prepared for that. Second, we don't read no manga around here. So the only time I really read the manga is when the anime is done and I know that it's continuing on in the manga. That's when I read the manga. Senkin Tsukai No World Break. This week was rather slow. Now, to me, this anime is moving kind of fast, but this week just seemed rather slow because it was more of like a drama show where the principal Yuri Hashibara, I know I got it that, Yuri Hashibara made a decision that since Moroha was not nominated as a rank S class, that he would instead have Shizune leave with Sir Edward in order for her to become an executive so that he can move up. I really don't know what he's going to move up to, but that's pretty much where the story is going. So of course Moroha has a problem with that, and Shizune can't do anything about it because it was decided by the family, whatever the hell that is. I think it was just decided by the principal, and so Moroha literally crashes the meeting between the principal and Sir Edward, the great one, I guess you can call him, the knight, and whisk Moroha away after this stabby crying scene, whatever the heck they were doing, looked like a soap opera. He pretty much takes her away on this cool ass Initial D style getaway that they were trying to do, which got them nowhere, and he ended up having to challenge Sir Edward for Shizunu's fate. Now, I did love this fight, as I do say in the article which is accompanies this video, don't forget to check that out, that it was rather typical, but still, it's action. I love it. Moroha, of course, comes out on top after he remembers the forbidden spell which he used in Shizunu's past life to create the big ice kingdom, the dark ice kingdom he created back in that past life. So it turned out well. The show was okay. Like I said, it was rather slow, and I'm just seeing cliche after cliche after cliche. Of course, you know, like I said, it is an action anime, and it's not like you're really going to see that much difference or anything new. But all the same, it was a fine show. It was all right. And now I want to see how Moroha is going to deal with the fact that he is a rank S class, which actually isn't as great a position to be in as anyone would think. Shigatsu wa Kimi no Hosu. This week was another tearjerker for me. You know, this anime is awesome in the fact that it is so terribly real in the situations that go on. So on one end, Kosei and Nagi are finally starting to understand each other. Things are getting a little easier. Nagi still wants to beat the crap out of him, but it's getting better, and it's just hilarious and awesome to watch them go at it and watch Kosei try to teach her. And on the other hand, Kosei is struggling big time with Kaori's situation and how it's so similar to his mother. He's trying to block out those memories so that he can visit and actually be a better friend and get closer. But she's just not making it easy, and it's not her fault. Her condition is just getting worse. And as they run around this show in a crazy little shopping spree that she dragged him on, and then they end up back at the school, she reveals to him that she's only let out for a day. And she just wanted to kind of feel like alive again and didn't want to forget those memories that she had when she was up and going before this disease started taking her. And on the way back, she starts crying, and you know, Kosei is just, he knows, he has that feeling. I know he can't shake it, that this is the same thing that happened to his mom. And then to make it worse, the day after, she flips out. She flips out on him for not practicing. She goes into a huge rage, which is exactly what his mother did the day that he said the last words that he said to her, talking about how he hated her and all the kind of stuff like that. We're going down the same road again. And this is just getting crazy, but like I said, it is these kind of realistic situations that is making this anime so strong and resonate with so many people, I'm sure. So I can't wait to see the show as it progresses next week. At the same time, and it's getting hard to watch, but it's such a good anime. World Trigger this week is moving right along as they went ahead and brought an end to the fight between the two branches. Jin got the upper hand on Tachikawa and Kazuma, forcing them to bail out. The Arashiyama squad got the upper hand on Miya and Izumi and his crew by taking out Toma, their top sniper, completely out the game, and then heavily damaging Miwa and Izumi. So it pretty much brought it to a standstill where they just could not progress any further. So they had to go ahead and bail out as well. We learned a little more about Jin and his background with the neighbors, and it wasn't actually all too good. The neighbors actually killed his mother, and despite that, Jin continues to have an open mind about them instead of completely disregarding them and trying to attack every last one he sees like Miwa does. So after the fight, Jin actually shows up at HQ, which is of course in kind of an uproar because Director Shinoda and Commander Kido are at each other's throats over Kido's actions of attacking the other branch. So Jin walks in, completely disregards everything, and he offers what is a twist I didn't see coming, and that is he offered his black trigger in exchange for Yuma's enrollment and border, and Kido actually accepted, which that just threw me for a loop. So Jin gives up his black trigger, Yuma gets into border, and now Jin is able to participate in the upcoming games between the border agents, which is also another interesting thing. He doesn't have his black trigger, but his sword skills are top notch. Although they're not the best in border, they're pretty damn strong, at least number 2 or 3. So now is going to be Tachikawa and Jin again in the border games coming up, but now Jin is going to be able to participate with his team, which of course is going to include Kuga and include Asuma and the little girl whose name evades me right now. So it's going to be a pretty good times coming up in this anime, and I just can't wait to see it. It's going to be awesome. That's all I have for you this week. I know, short, huh? This is going to be the new format coming up. I'm only going to do 3 shows, 3 random anime shows, whatever they may be, that I watch that week. And we're just going to try to truly shorten things down. And if you want any more than that, once again, please head to the link below in the description box, which is the link to the article, which will take you to all the other animes I watched this week. Not all of them, but definitely at least 2 or 3 more than what I talked about in the video. So be sure to visit all those links down below. Don't forget my social media websites. I'm all over the place. I will see you next week in another This Week in Anime. You have a good one. Bye.